everyone, Witch Boy Columbus here. My screen did something really weird. That was odd. I'm going to make a video today, and I'm trying not to make it too long. I'd already run into 10 minutes and then never gotten to the point of the video, so I'm going to talk and I try and keep on target so I don't bore you guys. So this video might be a little long. I'll try not to. First, shout out to Craig's Tattoo in Caldwell, in Idaho. Yeah, look them up. You can see the phone number there. They don't have their area code on there. I don't know what it is, but this is someone I game with. I met through gaming, and he sent me a shirt. So shout out to Craig's Tattoo. So I'm going to get right into this. I've been fighting with this subject for a while, or not fighting with it. I wanted to make a video for a while, and I watch other people's videos, and sometimes I immediately react, but I don't post. And it's because I almost like censor myself. I'll remake a video sometimes 4 times. Like I said, this is my 2nd time on this one. Because I try to wrangle myself back in, wrangle my thoughts. Sometimes, a lot of times I'm thinking out loud while I'm talking to you. So there's times where my own opinion will change because I educate myself, kind of thing. So I was trying to control so I wasn't too aggressive or come across offensive or what have you. And I think that sometimes a lot of YouTubers do that. And I think when we do that, sometimes we don't sound as crazy, or you know what I mean, or as emphatic, or I don't even know the word, but or as emotional. We come across a little less genuine. And so I'm trying not to do that. So, coffee. So that's my first cup today. And it's only 12 noon. So, to get started, I've seen some videos other people making about this, and I'm not doing a video response to anyone, and I'm just going to talk. And that is about my spirituality and my path. My path that I'm really proud about is that it took me a while to get to be set on to thinking about it a lot. And I think for most witches, we come to this path, or a path like this, because we knew something that we were being taught, or maybe you were taught this way from a child, and that's a different story. But people that come in late, like me, like even as a teenager or an adult, we come in or we start exploring this path because we felt like something was wrong with what we were being taught and told. We knew it was off, or maybe we way knew it was off. I was one of those people that way knew it was off. I knew it was not for me from the get-go, and so I remember just sitting around and going to church and being like, and everyone would pray, and I would look at them like, this is weird. Not even weird. I just knew that it wasn't right. I felt like I was living a lie. So I didn't want to be part of it. Now, after I started exploring and learning more, and it's the same through my entire day, or my entire existence, is my camera went blurry. Sorry about that. Is that I'm trying to learn as much as I can, and that has to do with how not only do I talk about my path to you guys, but how do I live that on a daily basis? You know what I mean? I think it should be all intertwined. It shouldn't be just something I think about on video, or think about on Sunday, or think about on holy days, or Sabbaths, or Esbits, or whatever. I want to think about it all the time, and I do think about it all the time. But I didn't used to. Before it was just natural, and now I kind of relate back and forth. Oh, maybe this is why I feel this way. So that being said, with growing and knowing, I think that sometimes we're so used to how we've been taught to do things that we grasp onto something. Like people finally leave, I'm just going to use this as an example, leave Christianity, come to Wicca or being a witch or Buddhism or any of the paths, and or just come to be and on to the mentality of being a witch, and they grasp on so tightly. I think that a lot of people did that when they switch over to Wicca, or you know what I mean, or convert or find Wicca, is that that's why they're so uptight about the way it runs and because they need those rules. They're so used to having, this is the way it goes. This is how you do it. You know what I mean, kind of thing. And to me, I don't find it that way. I find it a lot more free flowing and open to interpretation. And I never try and do something just because somebody else says to do it that way. I like to figure out why they feel that way. Sometimes it's for good reasons, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's because they heard it, or sometimes it's because it fits their own agenda. So that being said, is with my growing over through time, I'm kind of beating around the bush again, and I'm sorry. That's why it takes me so long to make this video. With growing and learning things, I've learned a lot, and with that, it didn't start out that way, but it kind of was intertwined. Is I wanted to make this healthier. I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to stop being fat, first of all, and I wanted, because I gained weight. I talked about it before, and I wanted to like cleanse all this out. And then in doing so, I started reading, just at the same time I was reading all these and a Kindle full. I was also reading about eating healthier. First, you want to say diet, but my diet is a result of me eating healthier. And after doing all this research, the same research that I put into my path, that I now feel is a part of my path, is I became vegan a year and 7 months ago. Now, I'm not telling everyone else in the world to be vegan, and I can't speak on your own. If you're more of a sheltered person and you've had negative things with vegans, I would like you to take a step back and try and be open to what I'm talking about. Is that there's going to be some people that are aggressive, and I think in the world we need that. If people weren't aggressive, things don't change. But I don't think you need to hear aggressive stuff all the time. So if you come across and you think that vegans are horrible people or whatever, then I would assume that you've been around a lot of the aggressive, and you're trying to tune them out. But for me, I don't like the really cool videos. I don't like but I know that it's necessary that I know that's there. So I do watch them if it's new. If it's the same thing, I know that the cruelty, let's say in one industry, like the dairy industry, is horrible, and I don't need to watch that video over and over and over because I know what they do, but I needed to know from the get-go, so I needed to watch that. And I think when people get aggressive, it's because of the same mistakes being made over and over and over and over again, and the same ridiculous questions. I know they're not ridiculous to the people asking them, but they're questions when people ask me about my diet. how do you get protein, and how do you do this, and oh, I couldn't give up cheese, and blah blah blah. All those, to us, the reason we go is because they have all been answered, and all it takes is a Google click. Um, the I have become enlightened, and I am not trying to preach being vegan to anyone, but I would just like for everyone to open their mind as much as they did to find their spiritual path of, being a witch, and understand that we don't need to eat or kill animals. We just don't. And I mean, we just don't. Maybe if you're caught in a plane wreck somewhere on a mountain, yes, you might have to do something in order to survive. But most of us, this is not needing to survive. I have a grocery store on every freaking corner from here to, you know what I mean? So, I watched a video by Gary Yourofsky. I'll put a link to it in the description. Now, it is aggressive. It opens up being really aggressive. If you can manage to watch that open-minded and understand that the reason he's being that aggressive and the terms he's using are that, I don't know, offensive and aggressive, is because he wants to grab your attention. And it's all true. Even though I watched it and I thought, wow, that's gonna grab people the wrong way. Unfortunately, it's all true. So after watching this video, and you get through the first part, learning all the facts about food and the lies being told to us, it's the same lies that were told to us when we were kids that we have now got away from. And I just would like people to open themselves up to at least learning about it. First of all, it's the number one. I've heard two studies. One is number one, number two. Animal agriculture is the 1 or 2 slot of climate change. It is the worst. And if you dive into that and watch some of the things especially with factories, farming it's crazy. They have, I'm just going to give you a little tidbit. They have like ponds the size of football fields that are filled with urine and fecal matter from farms, and those get into our water supply. They wonder why. It's because when it rains heavy, the ponds overflow, right? They spray it into the air. And it's not the animal's fault. It's our fault. So, sorry, my phone went off. His video is really good, and I challenge everyone to at least watch it once. Now, there is a factory farms clips in it, and I suggest you try and watch it if you've never seen that. But if you've seen abuse or seen cruelty or seen what happens in a factory farm or a slaughterhouse, if you've seen all that for sure, then you can fast forward. You know what I mean? Especially if you watch it on YouTube, because you can see where it ends. You know what I mean? Because the clip kind of goes to a black background, and then you can see where he comes back on. But otherwise, I would watch it. I watched it the first time, so now I've watched the video like 3 times, and so I can pick out the good, what I like and the facts. It's been a while old, but I found that a lot of people, including myself, had never seen it. So another good video to check out on climate change is Cowspiracy. It sounds like it would be like one of those slaughterhouse, factory farm cruelty videos, and it's really not. There is a small segment where they talk about it. There's even one small segment where I'll give a little spoiler here, where he's on a farm and a farmer kills a duck. But that's it, and it's not horrible, like screaming, and it's nothing like that. But the facts in it are crazy, and now experts are saying that video is only the tip of the iceberg, which is really scary. But it's a huge thing on climate change. please watch it. You can watch it online on YouTube. I'll try and put its link in the description box below. I just want more people to become aware. I'm not saying you have to switch overnight and become vegan, but the main reasons that Gary Oski says in his video are there's 5 main reasons why people eat what they eat. And it's like culture, means, you know what I mean? Like all that kind of stuff. Taste is the main one. And with the amount of options that there are that nobody has to die or be abused for is staggering, because the vegan movement has taken off. And I think that if we're going to pride ourselves on being knowledgeable and at times even be cocky about it, then we need to apply that to every aspect of our life. You know what I mean? There's no reason that we as witches should be behind the times when it comes to health, cruelty, and the result of our actions. We can't shun everyone else in the world or try and educate everyone else in the world for doing bad things to our earth and to Gaia or to the planet, or however you want to interpret the earth, to interpret it. We can't shun them and then do the same exact thing. Like I said, it's number 1 or number 2 and the problem with pollution and climate change. We're killing it, and it doesn't seem like there's enough people on the right side of fixing it. We need the government to fix it, but we have to lean on them, right? We need to lean on our governments, I should say, because I know everyone in the world can see this. I'm coming from the United States, so sometimes my perception is of that. But we need to, our oceans, which is worldly, are highly polluted and with plastic and all kinds of stuff. So please try and watch. I'll try and link some of the calmer kind of people. Now there is vegans out there that I follow. If you see some, I think you can check who I follow on my channel, who I'm following. But there is some that are really aggressive. But I know that that's a necessity. If nobody fought for human rights, if nobody fought for women's rights, black rights, gay rights, any rights, animal rights, if nobody fought for that and became aggressive, nothing would change. So even though we don't like it, that's the point. So we have to learn that it's not a personal attack. It might make us uncomfortable, but we need to be uncomfortable in order to sometimes get up off our butts and do something about it. So thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions or comments, please put it in the box below. I know I rambled on. I'm trying to cut it short now because I rambled on so much before, but I really think that we as a people, and I'm meaning of pagans, witches, Wiccans, everybody, that I in my head find that we should be the better group, the better people. We've learned to see through dogma and see past being told what to believe. But why does it stop there? Why doesn't it extend to the fuel we're putting in our bodies? It's just not healthy to eat meat. I'll give you one other fact that he'll say. The reason the United States, I know, is huge. You can't turn on a commercial right now without getting prescriptions for stomach issues or for osteoporosis. And it's because we've been lied to. Eating meat, a bite of meat, eating some meat, causes your body, because we process it long. And Gary Oski states the whole digestive thing, and there's other people out there, Dr. I can't remember his name. I think it begins with the G. That have stated, our digestive tract is really super long, and whereas meat eaters, like a tiger or a dog or cat or whatever, their digestive tract is really short because they can't. What happens to meat when it sits? It rots and causes bacteria. So we're not supposed to eat it. Anyway, I don't want to get too, but my point was is that when you eat meat, it makes your body acidic. And the reason now, because we've been lied to, and they say, oh, we need it for all the nutrients, is that's not the case. You can get just as much nutrients in a serving of vegetables. So, eat kale. Eat some broccoli. That being said, when your body is acidic, your body wants to be alkaline. It wants to be balanced. It doesn't want to be acidic. So when you eat meat, it causes your body to try and neutralize that acid. And how does it neutralize acid? It pulls calcium from your bones to neutralize it, right? Makes sense. That's why we can eat all the nutrients we want, but we're killing ourselves and having to take supplements. Plus, it's a business. Follow the buck. Anyway, thank you for watching. Sorry I rambled on a little bit, and I will talk to you soon. Blessed be.